Hey you guys, I'm back with another video. I decided to make this video. It's 12 o'clock at night. It's about to be 1 o'clock. And I got something on my mind. And I'm just going to make this day 48. I'm just going to upload it early. I should be asleep, but I have something on my mind. I got to talk. And now I'm forgetting my thoughts. But it was about confidence. True confidence, And you think you have it until you meet that one. And as women, I'm gonna put it like this. We all want love. When we're little girls, we want to get married. We want to have that. We have those movies where they talk about Prince Charming coming, saving us. And, not saying that, it doesn't have to necessarily be saving, but, a guy just coming into your life and he adds to it, it makes it better. That's kind of the stories being told when you're a kid. But in reality, when you get up there, life when it comes to romance isn't rainbows and lollipops, and your confidence is really tested when you are out in the field. As you grow and get older, I realized, when I was younger, I would say I'm gonna wait till marriage, and now I question it because I'm like, I kind of just want to wait until I find the right one, and then at the same time, that's bad too, because it's like, is he really the right one? Because then you can wait till marriage and you can get your heart broken. But you really gotta test the fruit and make sure it's right. Not based on appearances. You gotta. And that's kind of bad because I'm thinking about Adam and Eve. But I'm talking about, look at the fruit of the tree that it bears. Is it plentiful? Is it right? But I bring up this to say that, and this is for me and this is for you, but we as women, we all want love. And I feel think about the music. Think about the rap music. A lot of women talk about sleeping around and doing them and all that, but then they always say, oh, I got a low body count. Or they say I'm the baddest. I'm gonna say B, but you know what I mean. It's to appeal to the opposite sex. We're not doing it for us, and we do it for us, but we're appealing to some demographic. Because if we just walked out the house any type of way, nobody would pay attention to us. So we're marketing ourselves. So you got to do it for you. Number one, do it for you. You can't do it for anybody else. But when you think about the music, we're marketing ourselves to men, and we're lowering our standards for men to say we got a man. And that's, I bring up my first relationship. That's the only serious relationship I've been in. It was trash because I didn't know who I was as an individual. I was desperate. I'm talking about me. I'm not going to talk about him, but I'm going to talk about the things I didn't like about myself. But essentially, I did want a better man for myself because he wasn't enough for me. Meaning, I would want it more from him. And I don't want to have to question whether a man cares about me or not. But that's all I'm going to say on that. But for me, I don't want to be desperate. I don't want to be, insecure about myself. I want to be secure in myself. I want to know who I am. And that's why I said that's truly tested when you're actually put to the test. It's like you study for an exam. I can bring up today. I studied for my quiz from 8 o'clock to close to 11. So I studied for 3 hours. But you're put to the test when you actually take the test. You think you know everything until you take that test, and then they ask you a question. I can bring up the quiz last week. It was between osmosis and diffusion. I thought I had it down and I knew it, but I got the answer wrong. And I looked at that and I'm like, Izzy, you knew that. You knew what was right and what was wrong. And we're also desperate as women. Not all of us, most of us, because there are some men who get played by women. But I'm going to focus on the women because I'm a woman, and based off of the little that I've experienced and what I've seen, even when I was younger, with my brother and, and his friends and how they played women. And you think I know, but me still as a youngin', I want the same thing. I want somebody to love me and to care about me and to value me and all my flaws. And women, we settle. That first dude I was with, I settled, because I was constantly getting rejected, or men looked at me and they wanted sex. That's all. Or I remember he said to me when we were together, he was like, I told him I was saving myself. He said, because maybe nobody wanted you. He said that to me. And I didn't think about what he said until now. And I'm just like, no, that's not true. They didn't want to be in a relationship. They just wanted sex. That's all they wanted. And I opened up my heart and legs for him because he wanted a relationship and not considering like, hey, Izzy, slow down, wait up. And I remember I had a friend around that time who got in a relationship with a dude, and I was like, and that's after my relationship was over, and I was instructing her like, slow down, slow down. She was like, I want to introduce you to my family. I was like, slow down, slow down. Y'all ain't been together but for 3-4 months. Slow down. Stop talking about me introducing to your family. Stop that. If you ain't known that guy for a year or more, I'm talking about not more than just friends. I'm talking about going out. Y'all could be friends for a year, but did y'all go out for a year? You know what I mean? Make sure the relationship is serious before you introduce them to your parents, because you don't want to be going through dudes left and right and introducing them to your parents or your family members, and next week you got somebody else, and I'm not like, you got somebody else, or it doesn't last, it doesn't work out, and don't open your legs to him either. You gotta see if he's about it, and and don't, if he get on one knee. This is for me. I'm not just speaking to you guys. This is for me. This is Izzy's diary for a reason. I'm being open and honest with you. Like, even the dude that got the no contact order, he approached me. That's what I'm saying. Dudes, it be the dudes, and he'd be like, well, Izzy, take accountability. I took accountability. I even apologized in the last message. I tried. But by then it was too late, because he probably thought I was crazy. Cocoa Bus. I would think I'm crazy, the way that I was acting during my psychotic break, but I wasn't in my right mind, and that was my first psychotic break, and I didn't know what was going on with me until I went to the hospital and was going from psychotic ward to psychotic ward to psychotic ward. They trying to figure me out. I'm trying to figure myself out, like, what's going on? Is this real or is this fake? Am I daydreaming? What's going on with my mind? And my mind broke. And I try to apologize to a lot of people, but in that situation, I'm like, he approached me, with my ex, I was desperate. I was desperate in both situations, but one, I didn't know what was going on. In one of them, my psychotic breaks, I didn't know what was going on. But in my relationship, I could have had more control. And looking back, for me to not have more control over my psychotic breaks, I need to take my medication, knowing that now, and I need to make sure I get sleep. Those are the two biggest things, and go into therapy so that it doesn't happen again, because I don't want to go through multiple psychotic breaks to the point that, like my last one, I blocked out, and I don't remember the 2 weeks that people were telling me I was doing all these different things. I don't even remember doing all of that because I blacked out. So, I don't want to have to go through that pain. I don't want to have to pull out my dreads. But back to the point, don't be desperate for love. Be desperate for God, but don't be desperate for, like, men, fleshly men who sin, who are human just like you. And the thing is, think about this like this. Before you open your legs to a man, think about it like this, Izzy. I'm saying it to myself, and I'm saying Izzy and to y'all. Think about it like this. This man's been with himself for his whole 18, 19, because some women, y'all sleeping with them men at 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, maybe even 9 or lower than that. I'm going to say that. I'm going to mention that because it's some men, it means, well, men too, men and women sleeping at that age. But before you open your legs to, you could go for men if you want, women, whatever. But I'm speaking directly to the women because I'm a woman. Before you open your legs to that man, how long did you actually know him? Because he's been living with himself for 18, 19, 20 years. You only known him for a year. So why are you sleeping with him? You don't know him like that. You know yourself, he could be carrying something. You don't know. You don't know him. You don't know him. You don't know him. You don't know him. So that's what I'm like waking up about. Like, so you sleep with him after a week. You sleep with him after 2 days. And he been living with himself he been sexually active since he was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. He's 27 now. So he's been out in the field for a minute. And you know him for 5, 6 months and you sleeping with him? And I'm speaking this to myself. And that's why God said, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to try my best to wait. I'm going to try my best to wait because I don't want to go through what I've been through in the past. I'm going to be, and I'm going to have questions now I never considered. Do you have a girlfriend? I'm going to ask those questions that I never considered in the beginning because I'm thinking a man is being true. And then sometimes they lie. Just because they tell you yes or no, don't mean you take it at face value. So this is what I've experienced in college, but I don't, there's women out there who have had more experience than me, but I want to get one whooping. I don't want to have to get multiple whippings or to the point that I catch HIV, AIDS, or I get DV on me or something bad happens to me over a man. No, I want to love myself. I want to be secure in myself. And that's what I'm saying. Like, not saying those people were that. No, I'm not saying those people were that. I'm talking about the future. Don't know who I'm going to come across, But from the little I have experienced, that's why I said true confidence is tested when you're out in the field. So women can talk a big game. Like, oh, I'm not going to let him cheat on me. Oh, I'm not going to let her talk bad about me. Oh, I'm not going to be friends with the snake. Oh, that would never be me. Oh, I would never call a man my husband, and he has yet to get on one knee for me. Oh, I would never sleep with a man. I'll wait till marriage. And then when he proposes to you, you sleep with him the next day. Oh, I wouldn't do this. Oh, I wouldn't do that. And then you meet. I'm going to tell you meet tall, dark, and handsome. I'm not talking about no regular. The person that you see as tall, dark, and handsome. Or he could be an ugly duckling, but he got that swagger, that personality that you like. Izzy. So I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you for future you. This is Izzy. I'm going to title this something. So if I'm going through this right now, Izzy, if you going through this right now, whether it's a friend, or a potential anybody, speaking facts, because you on the climb. And my auntie said this: don't let them boys look under your dress on the ladder to success. Because her mom told her that. And I was just like, she said that to me even before I got to college. And I did not I heard it, but I didn't adhere to it. So, I regret those experiences. No, I don't regret any experience. No, because if I didn't have those experiences, then I wouldn't know what I know now. And a lot of women say, oh, I'm going to wait until marriage. Some do. I'm talking about a virgin. They say that until you actually experience it. That's why I say until you meet tall, dark, and handsome, when you get out in that field, a man that's whining and dining you for a year. I'll say a year. And then you decide to give in, and then you realize he's been sleeping with your friend. And then you be like, and then you're heartbroken, and then you start to fall apart. And don't fall apart. He just wasn't the right one, sweetie. But I'm just saying that to myself now, because as women in a society conditioned on sex, we think sex. And then men, women, we deep down, a woman wants to settle down. That's what she wants. She wants to build a home. She wants to cater to her man. She wants to take care of the kids. She wants to be submit. She wants a man to follow her. Not to follow her. A man that can lead. A man that will listen to her. She wants all those different things. She wants that. But we got to be hard up because we don't want to get hurt. So we demand all these different things because we don't want to get hurt, or we want to be in a situation where we're secure, just in case we do, when we give our heart up to somebody, we do get hurt. So we demand all these things. And now men, they demand all these things, but then it'd be like the men who be sleeping around, they sleep around with women without a condom. Then they have a baby on you, or they texting other women or whatever form of cheating. They doing them, and they expect you to be at home being a good woman, housewife. Keep your mouth shut. keep your legs close to other men, and abide by me. That's what they want. But they don't reciprocate the same type of love and energy towards you. And now women, we're sleeping around. And the reason why we're sleeping around, like my mama said it, because we're trying to find love. And we think that love is in sex. I listened to a life coach online. And I'm not going to mention that because I don't want to be roasted. Because I'm not where I want to be. He'll tell you the truth. So I'm just going to say, he said that love making is in conversation. It's in conversation and not in like, it's in love making is in conversation. So that's why I got it. I'm ready to be done with this, season of my life in college. This is the Edge of Greatness series. And in this series, I talk about these things in this series. I talk about it. I get everything off my chest. That's why this video, I'm making it at 1 o'clock in the morning, because I wanted to talk about it. I had this on my mind and I needed to get it out. And then I'm going to, have Bible study and I'm going to go to bed, and I got to be up at like 6 in the morning so I can do stuff. I'm only going to get like 5 hours of sleep, or maybe 6:30. I don't freaking know. Probably just 6. But I talk about these things because, I was just realizing, like, in the beginning, I never really loved myself. I'm growing to love myself and care about myself. But before my first relationship, I didn't really love myself. I didn't care about myself. I didn't see the value in me. I still question the value in me. Like, especially, like, it doesn't have to be a relationship with a guy. It could be losing friendships. I've lost friendships, and I still care about those people, and they don't even realize it. But they don't give a F about me. I just asked my cousin today, I said, how do you know if a person, don't F with you no more, And so, yeah, so it's just like, I think about those things. And I wrote a poem called Let Go. It's called Let Go today. Or I wrote it it's for yesterday. Not today, but it's for yesterday. It's called Let Go. And it's easy to pretend and act like everything is fine, but it's not. Like, I think about all these different things, but I want to let go because of this stuff. Because once I, May comes, I don't want to be thinking about all this stuff anymore. I want to be on the next step of my life, excited for the next step. And maybe that might be the name of, it's going to be Echoes of Tomorrow. That's going to be my series, Echoes of Tomorrow. That's going to be the next series. But I just think about that stuff. I wasn't secure in myself. And then it's easy, see, that's the thing. It's not about what's on the outside. It's about what's on the inside. So it's easy to wear, because I looked good. At that time, when I came into college, I had a shot leg. So I was on a knee scooter for pretty much all of August. In September, a little late September, I started to walk with crutches, and then I started to walk on my own by the time October came around, but I was walking with a limp. And then November, I was, walking with a limp and stuff. But, then I started going to the gym and working out. I lost the weight. And then I came back. I looked good. I started buying wigs, and I got my hair braided down. I started buying wigs. I lost the weight. I looked good. But then, and that's another thing. You start to look good, and what happens? Guys start to come into your life. Isn't that right? You lose the weight. You get your eyebrows done. Like, everything easy, because that's what you're doing this year. You're losing the weight. You're gonna learn how to do your hair, eyebrows. You're gonna get braces. You're gonna get your glasses. You're gonna be looking like that girl, and then guys are gonna start popping up. Exactly. And that's the distractions that happen. And I'm not saying that every guy's a distraction, but you gotta be picky. And I'm not talking about, when I mean picky, I'm talking about how they treat you. I'm not talking about, and then you gotta look at looks too. Are you attracted to him? Okay, then how is his heart? You know, like we were talking about in science class today, we were breeding dogs together based on their capability, like whether they could hear, whether they could see good, what their hair looked like, what their training capabilities were. We were looking at the different breedings of dogs. You're looking for a potential mate, right? So you can't just rush into things. You gotta, talk and my mama always says be friends first. Be cool. Like, just be cool and just let things work out, but don't rush it. Don't rush it. But I just say, like, this is for me in the future. And because you start looking good. And that's exactly what was happening. But see, I was looking good on the outside. While I was working on what I looked on the outside, I wasn't working on the inner me. So if you got to take confident classes, that's what you should do. It's not about how you just look on the outside. Like, you can go get your toes done every 2 weeks, get your eyebrows done, go get your teeth fixed, hair done, if you want to get a BBL, whatever. That's what. And then think about it like this too. These women who are rappers, or I don't even want to say it, but think about. Oh gosh, they're gonna cancel me. But okay, just think about it. Think about it like this. Like, they're the ones that get hurt the most. The ones that, but it's not, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the outward appearance. Because I have a poem called Fresh. And on it, I was like, Izzy, you can't just talk about how you look on the outside. You got to work on the inside. So go into therapy, getting a pap smear. That's the inside. Eating right. That's the inside. Working on your mind. That's the inside. Feeding it. Learning. Feeding your mind. It's not just about your outward appearance. And that's where I failed. Because I was working on how I looked on the outside, but I wasn't working on how the inner insecurities that were within me. So yeah, I looked good, but the inner me was struggling to breathe. So that's what I want to work on. Like, that's why I said take confident classes or watch videos on YouTube about confidence, and then put yourself in uncomfortable situations so you can grow, and become better, become strong. Don't put yourself in harmful situations, but uncomfortable situations that you would never think about, or you never consider yourself. Like, maybe become a leader of a group so you can become more assertive. Something like that. But, you got to be secure in you, and you got to love yourself for everything, all your flaws and mishaps, all your imperfections. You got to love you. You got to love you to the point that if somebody's not treating you right, or you're not getting what you need from a situation, you're willing to walk away. And I've learned that from many people. But see, that's why I said it's easier said than done, especially when tall, dark, and handsome comes into your life. And then sometimes he ain't even tall, dark, handsome, but you're so desperate for a man that you don't care what he look like. You don't care what he look like. You don't even care how he treats you. He could be fine as a glass of wine, but his character is trash. Or he could be ugly and he could be ugly and his character is ugly. Or he might not be your type and he might have the character. It could just be a whole lot of different things. You just settle for anything because you're so desperate for a man. Or, let me give you something else. You meet somebody, right? You're not ready to settle down, right? So you let that person go. Or they block you, they move on or whatever. And then you tell people about it, and they tell you, oh, well, you should never let him go. Or you were wrong for that. You should have settled down. But all that could happen too. But I just want to focus on me. Because I have a lot of goals. And a man isn't a part of the plan right now. It is not. And sometimes I'm glad. Sometimes I'm happy the way that I look. Because when I don't look, appealing to the opposite sex, they ignore me. And then when they ignore me, I get more stuff done. You know, it's hard when you got when all eyes are on you. It's easy being the outsider because nobody expects you to win. But my hands asleep. I can't feel nothing. I was stuck my hand. My hand is clean. I just took a shower. Yeah, I can't feel anything. But that's pretty much it. So just don't be desperate. Focus on you. And what God has for you will come. And that's what my mom always told me, but I didn't feel secure in myself. And that's what I'm working on. And you gotta love you. You gotta love you. When it comes to friends, relationships, anything, family, you gotta put you first. You gotta love you. If you're not getting what you need from the situation, or if they're hurting you, they're not respecting you, let it go. Don't be like me in how being desperate, texting back to back, saying all this. Well, I'm talking about my relationship, not no contact order, but my relationship. Asking your ex for, sex, and like, you ain't doing right him, and you could probably catch a disease or something. You don't know. I'm not saying that about him. I'm just speaking in general, so don't nobody get offended. But I bring up to this, like, it's my hands are sleepy. I'm getting sleepy. I have to read my Bible. I think this is gonna be the last bit of this video. And today, I am, I already said I'm going to Nutrition Lane. I'm hanging out. I'm having Bible study. I'm doing homework all day. And that's pretty much it. And then going to church tomorrow, eating, and then doing homework. And then hopefully getting my hair done. But, I'm making this video because I'm getting sleepy and my eyes are closing. I'm tired. But don't be desperate. Wait on God. Let things in the past go. And love yourself most of all. Bye.